I audited his class, first of all, and I was just floored. His energy, his passion, that was different from my experiences with other teachers, right? Mm-hmm. And I was so new at the time too, but I spent about 6 months training with different places in town, and it was all sort of this like creative free-for-all sort of approach, and not really like being handed tools of any sort. And I mean, just hearing Matthew talk, he's just so passionate about this is the technique. Like, it was technical, and it was really exciting because he was so specific about how to technically approach the craft, and yet so passionately spoke about the artistry too. So I just was floored. I was floored when I met him. I was intimidated. I was terrified. But the sense of community here was just something that that I responded to. And you can't go about this in any way alone. And at the same time, you can't expect or hope that anyone will do the work for you. So that being said, it's just so important to surround yourself by people that hold you accountable. Again, accountability is a big theme. That encourage the discipline, that live the discipline and the accountability themselves. Community is just so important. And I haven't really found that outside of the Actors Foundry yet. I'm asked a lot again about, advice to up-and-coming actors. How do I start? How do I go about things? And I just say find a hub within your city, an acting hub, and plug into that sense of community and do the work in classroom settings and in groups of other like-minded people that are just as excited and passionate about what you're going about doing as you are, and just enjoy that and celebrate that together. Create works together, share them. Be creative about how you can have your work be seen. How would I have any of these answers, and how would I have lived any of them myself so far if it hadn't been for the Actors Foundry? I don't know. It's true. I'm blushing because it's very true. Just the most important thing, I say this so often when people ask me for advice, the most important thing is that you fall in love with the work and doing the work, because that is one of the only constants that you can count on, always being there. That and a very supportive and hopefully loving network of friends and family that you can give the same to. Those two things are what life is about anyway. For me, like, it wasn't a matter of like not wanting to do the work, but it was from a place of need. Like, I need to prove I think it was a place of needing to prove myself in my choice that I'd chosen to move in this direction, right? That was where my need was coming from. And I would just remind myself that breathe, forgive yourself, do the work, and love that. And enjoy that. Yeah, because really it's such a gamble. Sometimes things seem like they fall out of the sky into your lap and thank you, and those things don't seem to be in your control at all, and they're gifts when they come. And just know that you have no control over those things for the most part, or at least tell yourself that, because it keeps you humble, and just enjoy the work for what it is, and just breathe through it. The work never gets easier. It should never feel easy. I wish I knew that when I was younger as well. It shouldn't feel easy. I think that, you expect to get it at some point. I don't know, I guess as I said, I understand sort of how to approach material now, but it's just as difficult. I mean, it is difficult. It should feel sometimes like I want to bang my head against the wall. It should feel challenging. But that's my own resistance against it, and And I know that there's something there that I'm not able to have a look at yet, and so you have to kind of soften into it and keep working through it, take a deep breath, approach it again, and it's incredibly rewarding when you work through those. The technique will not fail you. It will not fail you. And any resistance that you have, that you experience, get out of your own way. Why are you standing in your own way? You know. Boy, I feel so confident now in any material that comes my way, how to start at it. It's like I have this checklist that I work from, and I say checklist, you know, and that's like this, you know, it's not a pretty picture with like artistically approaching a role, but really that's what it's about. It's applying these rules, applying this technique, applying the technique. I guess that's what I want to say. Going at it technically, and knowing that the excitement and the passion and, you know, the artistic gifts and, you know, the trusting your instinct and the sort of passionate experience that you'll feel and the surprises that, like, those will happen when you apply the work, when you apply the technique. But I just feel so much more confident after having trained with Matthew, knowing how to approach the material technically. And in that sense, I do feel that I know I will get it right, and yet the end result will not be what anyone else is getting it right will be. But it will be, I have done the work, and in having done the work, I've gotten it right. If that makes any sense.